notice. So I asked for all the tapes from the studio, right? All the Nash, Razor and Diesel, give me all the tapes. And I've told this story before, but with Scott Hall, Razor Ramon, he was a pretty good worker, right? Nash, I'm sorry, it's true. The 6 moves, right? You got the knee in the corner, you got the back elbow, you got the snake eyes, you got the power bomb, the hair flip, I'm counting as a move, right? So I'm writing them down on a pad, and I'm getting the 6, and I got more. And I go to Glenn, I'm no way. I started him in Smoky Mountain. Dutch Mantel brought him up to me from Puerto Rico. And I said, Glenn, this is what I got. So I did this, and then of course Nash has been hot rev, and well, I made a lot of good money with those 6 movies. Yes, and that's obviously like the hypnosis to the wrestling promoters that have paid him to do these things. I don't know. One characteristic with Nash said he was the lowest paid WWF champion in history. Jerry Briscoe said that's what you were lowest paid WWF champion in history. I digress. Anyway, it was. Dude, you can't replace characters like that. Vince got up on the side of the bed one day with that idea. We own them now. We own these characters. Yeah, but the guy is what makes the gimmick. The gimmick don't make the guy. That's what a lot of these comedy writers don't understand. The guy makes the gimmick don't make the guy. And the best example, that's the Undertaker. Greatest in the history of wrestling. Anybody else but Mark Calloway did it? Dead. This week was through how WWF is changing. We have their fake Razor Diesel in September, and then on November 4th, 1996, Steve Austin, President of the Board, of Brian Pillman. Brian Pillman, as you can see on this screen, pulls a gun out on live television, and as it fades to black, you hear a gunshot, and I think it's just a few things of this, because you are Mr. Wrestling tradition, and I Vince says the cutting room table while he and Vince were talking about it, and he was different, staying, it's when I said the name, I throw up a little in my mouth. Was Russo involved in that? I think he just maybe got started. I can't. Are you serious? You can't. This is what I sounded like. And yes, it got a lot of attention, but still, when you go down the slippery slope of doing stuff like that, there was a phrase that we used in the business for decades, long before I was around. It's called hot shotting. Now it's called the Attitude Era. I wish I could pay for live sports for just one day. Let's do that.
I wish I could get one sentence about some man.
Any other listeners?
Before we get started, let's do that.
In the business for decades, long before I was around, it's called hot shotting. Now it's called the Attitude Era. And I'll say this right at the start so we can get it out of the way, get a nice one from all of them. Right up here at the start. The Attitude Era to me was, I'll be the first inside the ropes guest that's ever quoted Charles Dickens. Yeah, man. It was you absolutely. Scott Steiner did not hold shoes. Sometimes. You can take the top 10 or 12 talents in the Attitude Era, do the exact same thing with them, draw the same amount of money, save all the, and I'm not knocking the underneath talent or anybody else on the roster, it's just that you don't need everybody up and down the card in an angle every week, and promo every week, and push the buttons every week. You hot shot it with the territory that's on its ass when you get blood or violence or whatever to get the people back into the product, and then slowly you weaned them off of it and brought it back down. The good promoters knew how to do that. The bad ones just forward it until they hit the wall territory went out of business. And unfortunately, you had the fucking guy. Vince was freaked out that he was losing a fight for the first time ever, and you had the other guy that had ADD and wanted everything to be the goddamn Jerry Springer show and was appealing to people that lived in, I don't know if you have trailer parks over here, crashing whatever, and just proved everything we've never recovered from. Because what do you follow? You can't follow a shooting with a stabbing. They did everything humanly possible that could be done. I'm not saying the main event guys should have done all those things. They should have been the only ones doing all those things. Sometimes the guy's on the card just to get his own script. And that's if they're official in the spring and they had used 10 years bangs in 2 years. They don't have something to follow. They shot their load and it was done. So the Attitude Era is huge business. And it's led to a 15-year flow because everybody who studied the history of wrestling knows, and I'm groaning here, every period of hot shotting is followed by an equally long, if not longer, period of drought if you didn't pull back in time. It didn't take a genius to see this was going to happen, but it did take the opposite of genius to allow it to happen. So no, it's not. In TNA, and I'm a big fan of his. He's a great guy, and there you go. And for a big guy like that, he could work. But at one time, around 2008, 2009, they took him off TV for about 6 months because he had bled from every orifice of his body. He had had every bump, he'd taken every bump, had every wound done to him. And just that we should take you off TV. And because how can I miss you if you won't go away? That's one of my favorite phrases. As a matchmaker, as a promoter, even if you have the biggest star of all time on your card, eating steak every day, pretty soon you get the first steak.
Andre the Giant.
There you go. He was an attraction. He traveled around, only appeared once, twice, world champion, etc. Same thing. The point is they take a best off TV so that they can get some interest back in him. A month after he comes back on TV, he took a bump off the stage in the impact zone onto a table covered with thumbtacks while the table was on fire. Setting himself on fire in the